Welcome to Marshal Matters, your podcast for all things motorsports from the trackside. With Sean and Taylor, your friendly local marshals.
Well, Sean, it's St. Patrick's Day. How are you doing?
It is St. Patrick's Day, and honestly, I am dead inside. I remember
You're wearing green.
I remembered to wear green.
That's more than I did because I actually thought about it this morning at like 8 a.m. having my coffee, being like, I should wear green. Did I wear green today? No, I did not.
I'm not going to lie. I did consider just bringing a bottle of whiskey and just kind of sitting on the side here and drinking it the entire episode. But I think in that case, I would just die. So I decided against it. It is, though, the only time of the year where I can wear my Aston Martin hat and not feel ashamed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's so fair and valid. And I'm glad that you get at least one time of year where you can do that. I unfortunately don't have any green racing merch. I think I need to go on AO Racing's website and get some Rexy stuff. Then I can join the party.
I know you're the biggest Rexy fan, and yet you don't have a Rexy or any green merch or something that you can wear. You are banned from any St. Patrick's Day festivities, which I know were always your favorite. Not.
No. And for our listeners, our backstory is that we went to a school who's they're very famous for their St. Pat's Day celebrations.
At least they were. I don't know if they are now. It's been
actually
almost 10 years. Fuck.
What? Oh, jeez, it has. Oh my gosh, we're 2 years away. We're 2 years away from being 10 years past when we graduated.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but you know what? It is 10 years away. It is exactly 10 years. I got this message from my old roommate Mark today. He's like, oh yeah, happy 10-year anniversary of someone randomly passing out in our house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. St. Patrick's Day, University Town. And we were all outside our house drinking. We walk inside, there's a random girl there, passed out, thrown up. We're like, how did you get in here? We still don't know. Anyway, great times.
Great times. I think my favorite St. Pat's Day story you lived in Unit B. Did you live in Unit B? Yeah, and I lived in Unit C. I mean, we all really just we all were in each other's units.
It was all a giant house that we basically just moved from one to the other.
Yeah, except for A. A was
we don't associate with those people.
We didn't know what was going on in A. But I remember the one where somebody passed out. I think I wasn't there for that. I think I had gone home or something. But there was one year that I wasn't there, and when I came back, somebody had stolen a can of soup from my shelf.
I remember that, yes. And they were trying to basically gaslight you that, no, I had the soup the whole time.
Yeah, someone had stolen a can of my soup. And if you're as a university student, that's a big deal, okay? That's a whole day. That is a whole meal.
Yes.
And then someone broke our toilet, cracked the porcelain, broke our toilet.
I'm going to make no comment on that because I've done that in my past as well. But I will say the best part of St. Patrick's Day university story of someone passing out in our unit was the fact that we had to call an ambulance, get them taken out. They got stretchered out, yada, yada, taken to the hospital for, what's it called? Alcohol poisoning. Because they were unconscious. They were done.
Oh, jeez.
The best part was that they left their wallet in our unit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All coming back to me.
So we had to call them the next day and say, hey, we're the place you were passed out at. Come grab your wallet.
Oh.
That's when we had the ethical debate whether we should take some money to pay for cleaning everything or not. I was in favor of taking the money. Everyone else had a conscience and decided, no, we just give it to the person. They had a rough time enough. Fine. So,
yes.
In the end, we're good people.
Yes. In the end, you were a good person. So, what times? St. Pat's Day. Anyway.
Yeah. And we have
This Week in Racing.
We do have a lot of This Week in Racing to talk about. We have China and the Formula One race there, the Chinese Grand Prix. IndyCar at the Java House Grand Prix of Arlington or Arlington Grand Prix. I can't remember what the actual name is. IndyCar, Texas, street race. Hell yeah. And we also had NASCAR in Las Vegas. So, mid-March, a lot of stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's really great. And then we also have other stuff coming up that we can talk about. But yeah, what race do you want to talk about?
Let's start with China. I'm gonna be real. I did not watch a second of China. It was on way too early in the morning.
I did not watch it live, but I did watch it in the morning. And
That's fair.
But I woke up and immediately looked at my phone and got spoilers. So, Yeah.
I looked at my phone and I was like, there's no point in me watching this race. Like, I don't think really anything happened. It was a Mercedes 1-2. Okay. However, that being said, was happy that it was Antonelli in P1 versus Russell in P1. So I will take that. Good for him.
No, I think that's fair. And it is very clear, I think, at this moment, F1 is a 2-horse race. Mercedes are by far clear of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Then behind them is Ferrari. And then behind them is everyone else.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a pretty good race. Ferrari did their usual thing where they were kind of pesky, gave a fight to Mercedes, but by the end of the race, Mercedes stretched its legs and really opened that gap to Ferrari. It's almost like what people are saying is like, as their engine gets warmer, the compression ratio expands. It's almost like the longer it runs, the faster they
better
go.
It gets.
It's really weird.
Interesting how that works.
It's just funny how they can't test this actually. And anyway.
I don't know. Do you have any other takeaways from China? Because, like, again, I didn't watch a second of it. I was a terrible F1 fan this weekend. So I'm really relying on your takeaways other than Antonelli winning.
Yeah, race-wise was a weird-ass start considering 4 cars didn't start the race.
Right, McLaren, like both McLarens being 2 of the 4.
Piastri hasn't done a lap on race day.
Mm-mm.
Not even a lap.
And we'll talk about that.
He almost completed the full lap because he got to the grid and then got rolled back in the garage.
Oh, boy.
But he hasn't, like, Piastri's had a terrible 2026. Norris also just car never started. So they were done. And then you had Williams with Alex Albon didn't make the grid. And Bortoleto didn't make it with Audi. So you only had 18 cars starting the race. And still 3 of those didn't finish. So then they had a race with 15 people finishing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Max hates these cars.
Oh, he hates them. Charles is like, oh, they're great.
I think they're fun if you're fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're fast. But yeah. It also could depend on what the power units are doing. If it's this Ford one is just terrible.
See, I'm wondering if a lot of it, because of like the way that the regulations are structured and the whole like 50% electrical, I do wonder if a lot of it has to do with power units that are in these cars. Now, that being said, and I'll get to this a little bit later, I find that very interesting. I find it very interesting because, like, I do think that maybe that is the difference. And I don't know, we haven't seen the Ferrari Macarena wing yet.
Why is it called a Macarena wing? I don't get that.
I don't know. I don't know where it came from, but apparently they blast the Macarena in the garage now just to, like, piss everybody off.
That's funny. So... That's great psychological warfare.
It is, but apparently it's coming in Japan. That's going to be the first time that they debut it, like, competitively versus, like, in practices. Apparently, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I know the power unit seems to be the difference maker here. for now.
Yeah, and I think we kind of knew that coming in. And given what these regulations are doing in terms of racing, I don't like how this season is going in F1. I think you're going to have Mercedes dominate the whole season. Where have we seen that before? But I think give it a year or two, these could be very entertaining regulations. Just based on everyone being able to pass, repass, deployment, attack mode, all this other bullshit they have. Once people actually start to, I guess, mature these power units, I think this has potential to be entertaining. Mm-hmm. Someone just has to kneecap Toto Wolff and the entire Mercedes research and development team for the next 2 years so that everyone else can just catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a theory.
Okay. We'll get to your theory later.
We'll get to the theory later, but no, I agree. I think maybe like this year it's going to be chaotic. We knew it going in. It's going to be chaotic, but I feel like it's not going to be a fun one to watch. I think we did well though in saying that we weren't going to get our hopes up, and I think we have every reason to not get our hopes up.
Listen, we'll talk about it in the news thing, but I think having a gap in the calendar now might be a good thing. But I'll go more into that later. But yeah, F1 was a pretty good race. And we haven't even talked about Antonelli yet. Good for Antonelli to get his first win. Mm-hmm. That's exciting. Russell, yeah, fine, you can be second. Hamilton getting that podium with Ferrari.
Yay, good for him. He's no longer a absolutely broken man after that first year in Ferrari. So it seems like Hamilton has figured something out in his performance, and
I think he's just better.
It's good to see him. Yes, he is. And maybe that first year of transitioning from one team to the other, very difficult. I can imagine totally different team that you're working with. It's a different environment. Totally different car that you're driving, so it was probably a massive transition for him, and probably very hard to sit in a place where he wasn't achieving the results that he knows he could.
Yeah.
So I can understand psychologically that would be very hard, but it's good to see him on the podium.
Maybe replacing your race engineer with a guy that doesn't suck also is helpful.
I agree.
So he seems to be in good spirits. That podium in general, I think, is pretty fun.
Minus Russell.
Well, yeah, but I really liked in the interview afterwards where Hamilton's talking oh yeah, I remember my first win, and Kimi Antonelli's oh yeah, I was one. And you can kind of see, I think, Hamilton die inside a little bit.
I was one. That's an inside thought, Kimmy.
No, that has to be an outside thought.
I did like the moment though between because Bono was the one that I guess accepted the constructor trophy.
Yeah.
On behalf of Mercedes, so it was a really good photo to kind of see both of the Mercedes drivers up there, and then Bono with Hamilton again.
Was it the sprint race or the qualifying where Toto was oh yeah, it's 3 of our drivers? It's even though Hamilton's in Ferrari, he still considers him his driver.
Toto.
That's kind of cute, right, Toto? Obviously.
Okay. Look, me and Toto today, and I guess because you're catching me on a day where I saw the post from Mercedes today where they're modeling new merch, and I'm Toto, sir, the modeling is not for you. That is okay. We don't have to do everything. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Toto right now. It all is wrapped up in my theory.
Okay, fair enough. We'll get to your damn theory. But yeah, Antonelli, second youngest driver to win. I'm hoping he can be more of a challenge to Russell this year. If you could at least have a title fight and have the Mercedes going at it, perfect. This year is not lost. If Russell runs away with the whole thing, yeah, I see it.
It's the most whiny F1 driver on the grid. If he wins a championship, that's he blew everybody out of the water. I think I would die inside.
Yeah, agreed. So anyway, good for Kimi. And we can talk about IndyCar in Texas at the Arlington Grand Prix.
Fun race.
I enjoyed this race a lot.
Me too. Honestly, for it being the first year of this race, I think they did really well. Because, the attendance... Well, no, the attendance looked really, really good, I will say. Not a lot of grandstands, but they sold out all of the ones that they had. So I think it's a sign that maybe it's growing, and next year they'll probably find more places where they could put grandstands.
Well, they had a pretty good crowd too. Grandstands were good. GA was apparently really good. Had good sight lines. I think they did a really good job, and because I think it's Jerry Jones not part of running that race.
Probably.
You know what? You gotta give it to him. They did it well.
Well, he can have at least one success before he dies, because goodness knows he won't have it with the Dallas Cowboys.
And that's so true. But yeah, he gets one success, and that can be this race. Entertaining race. Strategy was a big part of it.
And Alex Palou didn't win.
Alex Palou got beat. Not just that, but got beat by Kirkwood. Should have been all three Andretti's if they could figure out how to make a pit stop without fucking up.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean...
Okay, it was comical, the first one. Okay, bad wheel gun or nut falls, it's fine. Second one, man, it's weird back. The third car has an issue. Okay. The fourth car has an issue. The fifth stop. And it's like, guys, what are we doing here? They had one clean stop, I think, the entire day, and it was Kirkwood's last stop.
I mean, I'm glad that they at least were able to do one clean stop for Kirkwood at the end. But wow, that's bad.
Yeah, even Power had a really, really good day after I thought at one point, he's kind of not going to be there, is he? But no, he came all the way through. Maybe he finished fourth. Oh, he was third. Ericsson was fourth. So yeah, it was a pretty entertaining race.
Yeah, I have no complaints. Honestly, I thought it was great. Looking forward to seeing it on the calendar again. Yeah, all around, thumbs up for me. Except one thing, but we'll talk about that in the flags. Because it just came to my brain. I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that down.
Okay, I'm now curious. Okay, then let's quickly go over NASCAR, and then we'll go into some flags then. NASCAR, we had Las Vegas. Very good race. A lot of back and forth on track. First real intermediate speedway we've had this season. And I think a lot of people went into this expecting Chevy to dominate, as they usually do, and specifically Hendrick and Kyle Larson, as he's done in the past. Wasn't really the case. It was really a Toyota dominant race. They were running up front almost the entire time. I think you could see it in the finishing of the race. It's almost all Joe Gibbs, 2311, and then the Hendrick cars in there. And Denny Hamlin got a win.
Yay!
And I think a lot of people liked that. For all the shit he had in the offseason, for how rough of his end of last year to the offseason to now, you could tell that win meant a lot to him, especially in his post-race interview. So really good to see Denny Hamlin get that win.
Agreed. Yeah. Very happy to see that. For a guy, he's been through so much, even in the last 6 months.
Oh yeah.
So really, really good to see him get that result. One thing I saw out of NASCAR last week was Chastain and Suarez are beefing. Did you see this?
Yes.
They are they've got some stuff to figure out. I don't know.
I don't know if it's some residual from them being teammates or something, or he's mad of not being at Trackhouse anymore. But yeah, there seems to be some not so great blood there.
Yeah. Like, what did he do? Like, Didn't Chastain, like, knock him on the cooldown lap?
Yeah, they were kind of playing some bumper cars out there.
Yeah, so apparently Suarez was, like, on his podcast or whatever he does, and making comments about, I guess, how unhappy and, like, unprofessional he thinks Chastain is for that. So, I guess maybe they had words last year. I don't know. I don't know where it's coming from, but I don't know. Could be a rivalry to watch the rest of the season.
No, I think you're totally right there. So, weird thing to note, but yeah, we'll see if anything comes of that, or if it's just like they just didn't like each other that day. Who knows?
Who knows? NASCAR's NASCAR. Elbows out all the time, so could have just been that race weekend.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to our flags now, because I think we have some good conversation to come out of our flags this week. Do you want to start with your green flag? Actually, no, I'll start with the green flags, because my green flag this week is me, because I'm green for St. Patrick's Day. I literally could not think of a green flag, so I'll be an asshole and give it to myself for just being me.
You know what? Fair enough. Green flag for St. Pat's Day and for you actually wearing green. I would agree with that.
Yeah, give a black flag to you. Fucking ad. Doesn't wear green. Yeah.
I know. Didn't wear green. Totally forgot. My green
Rexy.
flag. Don't touch my Rexy.
I will smash the Rexy. And then burn the plushies. Get green for next year.
I will get green for next year. Anyway, my green flag for this week is to IndyCar, because I thought that for the first race in Arlington, I thought it was pretty well executed in terms of the actual planning behind it and the turnout. So it's great to see like a new race on the IndyCar calendar go really well with like attendance, and it brings me some like joy and hope that IndyCar is just going to continue to grow. More people will get into it and we'll watch it.
Yeah, like to continue that, like there's a lot of positives that came out of this week. One of them is, again, they had I think another 1.3 million viewers, so that's great for IndyCar. It's the first time since 2008 they've had the first 3 races of the season be over 1 million viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's incredible.
That's since the split. It hasn't happened since they merged the 2 series, had 1 million viewers, and then it went off after that. So the fact that we're at this point, and yeah, it's Fox, and there were some questions with the Fox broadcast, wasn't the best. But the fact that, they're getting the viewers, they had that momentum early in the season, I think that's a really good thing for IndyCar. The other big thing that came out from this weekend was I think they had the biggest run of merch at the event. And it's like the biggest IndyCar merch sales, not at the Indy 500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
So, again, just continues the idea of like IndyCar is really moving in a good direction.
Yeah, agreed. So, hopeful to see like years to come what that means for them, but it's just really good to see, especially for a first race.
Yeah, I kind of want this one to stick around, and if you can start your season every year, St. Pete, Phoenix, Arlington, that's a great start to your season.
Yeah, I think they've got a week in between next race. Like, it's not this weekend, it's the weekend after. So
yep.
Yeah, got a little bit of a break there, but it's so refreshing to have like an IndyCar season start where it's not that jarring like first race and then a month off.
Yes. So, yeah, we're doing well. I see for our yellow flags we have the same thing.
We have the exact same one. Oh, McLaren. I'm a little nervous for them. I mean,
quick question: what's your McLaren? Is your McLaren F1 or IndyCar?
Ooh, F1.
I was going to talk IndyCar. Okay.
Oh, so ours are different.
This is perfect. Okay, so you can talk McLaren F1 and your questions there.
I mean, so McLaren, both cars didn't start for China. And it's the second race that Oscar hasn't started. So I think that there are massive issues with this car. I think there's a little bit more to the situation, but I'm giving it a yellow flag that...
Listen, go into your hot take now. Get your hot lap out of the way. Where you're talking about
Mercedes.
I want this hot take because I think you're just crazy here.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't see any of this? Okay, so I think that there's some sus behavior going on. McLaren is a customer team of Mercedes. Now, I find it very odd that the power unit and the pace can be so different, and they're having so many, like McLaren's having so many issues with their power unit, and Mercedes is doing great things. Now, could it be how it's integrated with the car? Sure. However, when McLaren is having like electrical issues, specifically with the power unit that Mercedes supplies, I have some questions. And there were reports coming out a couple weeks ago. Then again, it's Zach Brown saying Zach Brown things. So you always have to take it with a tiny grain of salt, but maybe there's some truth here that Mercedes had not divulged all of the specs of the power unit for this year to their customer teams.
I mean, Honda didn't even do that for Aston Martin, so like I feel like it kind of makes sense.
But Honda's a different story because Honda also doesn't
they're
supply
a factory team and they didn't provide the information. So
no, Honda just didn't design. No. Honda just didn't design a good engine. Period. They're not hiding anything. They're just bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Bad execution. Mercedes, I wonder if they have intentionally hidden some information to give themselves an advantage, which they're not allowed to do, being a supplier of a power unit. The discrepancy is just so wild to me.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have enough context of McLaren to say anything. They didn't run last race. They only had one car the first race. I want to see them in Japan. See them running. If it can be Mercedes 1-2, Ferrari 3-4, McLaren 5-6, counting's hard, then maybe it's a car issue, not just a power unit issue. But if they're fighting
it's a car issue,
if they're fighting all the other Mercedes issues that also suck, because Williams says they have a problem, but their problem they've said is weight. Their car is way overweight. Who else is Mercedes? Haas, we've seen with Ferrari, have been doing very well. So that's a, it's a good thing that team
has divulged all of their specs for the engine that they supply to their customer teams.
Now that I'm thinking, it's not just that, it's also the fact that like, is there some stuff there? Because Alpine's doing well as well, and they're also Mercedes, and Alpine's not bitching or complaining about it either.
Maybe then it was just McLaren. Who knows?
Maybe McLaren's just whiny.
That's also very fair. I'm just saying, this is my tinfoil hat segment, okay? You gotta choose one. Wild theory.
Listen, I'm not giving you this one. Nope, you're wrong. Though McLaren does, I agree with the yellow flag. McLaren needs to figure its shit out. I do not believe that Mercedes is sabotaging McLaren.
I'm not saying it's only
because they could have done that last year.
Fine. True, they could have, but maybe they saw them as more of a threat this year. I know that there's no basis to this tinfoil hat, but you know what? Whatever. We're throwing it out there. McLaren's terrible.
Don't forget,
it is what it is.
When the old new regs came in with the engines in 2014, the Mercedes shared everything too. And McLaren was Mercedes at the time. McLaren hated it so much that then they went to Honda because they thought they needed that advantage.
Right.
So,
and that was terrible.
Yeah, like McLaren's weird when it comes to engines. Let's be honest.
Now, is it Honda? Was it Honda or was it like Alonso and Honda? Was it the partnership?
Ask Alonso how well his Honda IndyCar ran when he ran it in the 500. Oh, yeah.
That man is never owning a Honda.
Yeah, at this point, Lawrence, please do me a favor and fire him.
Anyway, that was my yellow flag. What about yours for IndyCar McLaren?
So my IndyCar McLaren, it's a yellow flag, mostly because I haven't been overly impressed with McLaren this year in IndyCar. I have not thought of them, either Pato or Lundgaard, as a threat any race this year. I look at their results. I look at Pato. Okay, he's been 5th, 4th, and 5th. Okay, those are really good results, really consistent. Have you really seen him in the races, though? He's there, but he's not there.
Mm-hmm.
And then same with like Lundgaard. He had a podium in the first race, 13, 17. Okay. Those are good results. They're still 4th and 7th in the championship. That's good for them. Then I look at Nolan Siegel.
Oh, well, Nolan Siegel.
He's 1 point up on Mick for last place.
Oh my gosh.
I think McLaren needs to end this Nolan Siegel experiment.
I agree. 100%.
My hot take... Okay, it's not a hot take, but my prediction would be if Siegel is going to be done in McLaren at the end of this year, they should grab a different young driver.
Do you have an idea of who that should be?
Potentially, depending on how well they do in Indy NXT. I think McLaren should maybe make a run at Max Garcia.
Interesting. Okay.
He's 17, and you put him at maybe like next year at 18 in that car. Actually, today's his birthday. Would you look at that? Good for him. That's really funny.
Nice.
If he has a good Indy NXT season, I kind of want McLaren to scoop him up and at least try a different young guy.
Yeah.
Though he's had a rough start to his season. He's been 12th and 14th. So yeah. I'm worried about McLaren. I expected a little more to start the season. I expected Siegel to find something. He has not. I think he's even regressed further. So, yeah. Questioning McLaren's choices in IndyCar right now. Tony, I know you're running the team. Figure it out.
Figure it out.
So, yeah.
That's fair.
And black flags.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm not going to lie. My black flag of the week is this like weird quali format that they did at Arlington. I don't know. Like it was like the single lap from the Fast Six. Because it was brand new, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they tried it.
Yeah, they tried it. I don't think it works. I didn't like it.
I didn't hate it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting, because I thought that like I don't know what it was, and I mean like yay, Ericsson got pole, but I just found it really odd that the first one who ran it got the best lap and nobody else could beat it. Like not even Alex Palou could beat it.
Well, that's what I thought was so good about it, actually. I'm going to disagree with you on a black flag on this one. I actually think it was pretty good. Okay. Because it was a one lap shootout. You saw guys making mistakes. The pressure was on. They knew a time they had to hit, and they all pushed pushed their ass off to hit that time. And they kept making mistakes. They had like little issues here where you'd see like, oh, they're up, they're doing well. Oh, they've messed up that sequence of corners, and they drop. Like the fact that you did that for the Fast Six, I think is fair because you're all starting the first three rows. We're not going to punish someone that could be a top 10 guy to start 20th because he made a mistake. We're not going to do a whole field of single car run. We'll try a Fast Six. It extends your cars on track. It's a different, exciting kind of way to do it. I think it was actually kind of fun. I enjoy that they tried it.
Okay, I mean, honestly, I think that's fair. That's fair. We can disagree. It's okay. I thought it was a little weird, but maybe it's not a black flag. Maybe it's a yellow flag.
Yeah.
But okay, fair enough. What's your black flag for the week?
IndyCar race control.
Okay. How come?
Well, they released a couple things. One, for the final restart attempt they had to do, because they did that for a stupid reason. They could have just had the race end under green or end under yellow, which it did anyway. You didn't need to go and do that. So that actually really bothered me. But also there was the one point early in the fucking weekend, they released the cars on track with a literal catering crew walking down the middle of the track.
Oh my gosh!
You did not see?
No.
Yeah. They were idiots. And again, I don't know if that's a Marshal issue for not communicating. Why are we going green when there's people on the track? Someone should be communicating that. I wasn't too impressed with the Marshals this weekend. Like the one crash with the Dixon power crash where the Marshals at the apex of the corner. One, weird way to I guess, position your Marshals in that track. Putting one on the inside like that, so you can't actually like get I feel like if you were on the far side across track, but you could have a clear shot down this sector, because I'm assuming it's a multiple sector setup around the corner. But the guys in the middle were just backs turned to the track because they saw the Dixon spin. They all go, "Oh, what's happening there? Oh, okay." And then power comes and hits Dixon. Taylor, what did you say was rule 1 in marshalling?
Always look in the direction of incoming traffic when there's a yellow flag or incident in your corner.
Yeah, because that car is not going anywhere.
Nope. There was no yellow flag out yet. And like that flag stand was... it was definitely at that flag stand, and they should have been waving yellow.
Well, that's an issue, too, because the yellow did wave. It was the same thing with Toronto, where you saw Dixon go around. The green goes on the panel after him, so you know someone's hit the button. But where's that light? There
was nothing.
Listen, I think we have to do Markham this year. We need to. And I feel like we have to be there on a Thursday to be like, why is this like this? Why is this like this? Even though we have no say, but people don't talk about these things. People just look around and be like, oh yeah, it looks fine. Looks good.
Well, yeah, you see, Markham's going to be an interesting one because it's the first year, right? Yeah. And like, again, because it's the first year of Arlington.
This is a great example of first year tracks. What problems are you going to have? I guarantee Markham's going to have a problem when we marshal it.
Absolutely. It will have an issue. Anyway, it's going to be an interesting time. We will see.
Anyway, my other part of the black flag was the final restart. They didn't need that. The way the rules worked at Arlington also, because the checkered flag was not, or the restart zone was not where the checkered flag was. One, I hate that shit. If they do that at Markham, I'm actually going to be pissed off. There's a good chance they will. There's a good chance that for Markham, I'm going to guess the restart zone is going to be on Enterprise. Just because they don't like stacking all the cars in the thing anymore. But they did it for Toronto. Anyway, who knows? Because of that, the restart zone going into the corner, they actually had a line that you couldn't pass until on restarts. So what's the point of doing a restart in that zone if you can't pass the next corner in the zone?
That's so odd.
Yeah, and then you just caused an accident in that zone anyway, because I guarantee people checked up knowing that they couldn't pass. And then I think Kiffin Simpson nailed the back of Nolan Siegel and sent him into Grosjean, and that finished the race. Because you set up a dumb rule for a dumb scenario that you didn't have to do. So I'm really disappointed at IndyCar Race Control for that decision making. Yeah. Because you have to end under yellow, which is bullshit. You don't.
I agree. You don't have to end under yellow.
Yeah. Sorry. Don't end under green. No, you can end under yellow.
Yes, sorry.
We both just blew
gosh.
Oh.
Mush. Brain is mush.
I haven't even started drinking today, damn it. Anyway.
No, it's March. The weather's been terrible. Tired of winter. Tired. Okay? It's
Agreed.
A lot of people's end of fiscal. I'm swamped.
Taxes, tax season.
Taxes. Oh gosh, no. The government gets my taxes on April 30th.
Hey,
last day.
Give them your tax money so we get more heated rivalry. Come on, Taylor.
Oh, so true. Can I designate all of my tax dollars for that?
I think you can. You have to write just like in the notes, like, please give to heated rivalry.
Production of Heated Rivalry Season 2.
Just TY. XO.
XO. Okay. Awesome. Well, let's talk about some news of the week.
Perfect.
So we talked a little bit about the rumors, but this week it's actually confirmed. Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, those Grand Prix have officially been canceled by F1.
No. They're not canceled. They just said they won't take place in April. That's what the fucking statement said. Read between the lines of that what you wish, but F1 is not canceling them yet.
Oh, so they're going to reschedule them, potentially.
I don't see any way they can, but the fact that they're being non-committal about it and their statement just said they're not going to take place in April is sus.
Very sus. Okay, well, anyway, I will amend and say that the Grand Prix are officially not happening in April.
That's officially how it is.
So that is going to be a decent break for F1 between the race on the 29th and then I guess the next race, which is probably later in April.
We have the next race on the 29th, which is Japan, and then the next race is actually, is it Miami?
Oh, maybe it's Miami.
Yeah, so then...
Is that May?
Yeah. So we then go to May 3rd.
Oh, wow.
And then May 24th. I think the fact that they're actually canceling these races is great. For the teams.
Not canceling.
Yes.
Remember?
I know.
But yes, it's great for the teams, especially the ones who have maybe had like a slow start or a struggle.
Oh, for Aston Martin, I'm ecstatic. They get a month to figure it out. Great. Yeah.
There's some time to adjust and figure some things out based on the 3 races that they've had. So get your data in Japan.
Complete some laps.
Enjoy your first half break.
Yes, thank you, Tooth.
Just wanted to be a part of the news.
He always wants to be part of the news. No, we're not talking about your cat. It's okay.
He said, yes, you are.
So, yeah, it's the right call. They finally did it. They finally said, yeah, they're not going to go ahead. Again, they should make these decisions faster, I think. I understand money is on the line, but also the more you delay, the more you also waste money because then teams have to start planning for these things. And if they start sending stuff to these locations, they need to get them back or not send them at all. Yeah.
So good call.
Maybe make this a little sooner.
Yeah, like it should have been made last week, but
yeah.
Anyway, F1's F1. But in IndyCar news, it seems like we have news from like all 3 series, like major series. Leo Castroneves and Takuma Sato are both back for the Indy 500 as per usual. So Castroneves will be attempting with Meyer Shank, and Sato will be back with RLL. So another Indy 500 with the 2 of them. I feel like at this point, like every year, we know that we're going to see both of them at the Indy 500.
Is it wrong to say I'm a little annoyed at the old men returning for the 500 every year? This isn't the Masters, right? We don't get like you've won it. You had to keep coming back because you're invited. No. Yeah. Like, yes, Castroneves and Sato are great figures in IndyCar. They have won the Indy 500. They are major parts of its history. 6-time winners, the 2 of them. But
the Indy 500?
Yeah.
Both 6-time winners?
No, 6 times combined. Castroneves was 4
okay.
and Sato's 2.
A second, I was like, how?
I know, right? The fact that Sato won 2 so late in his career is also amazing.
So you don't like the old men?
No, I don't.
I did like the analogy of like, this isn't the Masters. It's not like they have like you win it once, you're gonna be invited back forever.
Yeah, like I would like to see more people take a shot at the Indy 500. I would like to see maybe some younger people try the Indy 500. I would like to see maybe some other people from NASCAR, maybe from other series, from WEC, from IMSA. Let's get people in here that think they can handle this. I get it. Maybe you can't. Maybe no one has the testicular fortitude to attempt the 500. And we're stuck with these old men doing it because... And I feel really mean calling them old. Sato's 49, though.
Oh my gosh. And he's still getting behind the wheel of an Indycar.
Like, I respect it. I do. I just kind of wish we could find money for more people to run the 500.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
So.
Totally fair.
It's frustrating to me, but I get it. Good for them. Good to have it back. Again, it's good for car counts for the 500.
Mm-hmm. True.
But
anyway,
I know it's hilarious though. If you actually look at like last year's Indy 500, who led the most laps? Takuma Sato.
Oh.
Who had the fastest lap of the race? Castroneves. So like, fuck. I can't really make an argument against these guys because they are good, but like, God,
they are very good. Eventually they won't come back. Like, eventually they will be like, they'll put their racing gloves down. They'll retire the helmet, officially, but there is too old at some point.
Castroneves is 50.
Okay. Well, maybe it's their last one. I don't know.
He looks great for 50. I want to point that out.
I don't know, dude. Like, we'll see what happens this year. Maybe if they both have terrible races, that'll be the last one.
I doubt it. At this point, they're racing until they get in a hard crash, and then it hurts the next day.
Enough. Okay, and I guess like the last piece of news that I saw from this week was in NASCAR, and that Alex Bowman will miss at least the next 3 races due to vertigo.
Yeah, that's weird because he missed Phoenix because of, again, had vertigo, and who was it? Barry filled in? No, he did race. No, he did Phoenix. It was Texas or Coda he missed.
Yeah,
no, Coda was the last one he had. Yeah, it was Phoenix he missed. Sorry. I'm just trying to catch up on notes here. Yes. So that kind of sucks, but we've seen this in other kind of sports too. Like even recently with like the Leafs last year or 2 years ago, wherever, when it was Nylander had like migraines and stuff and just couldn't do it. People, I think, don't realize when your head's messed up and you're a top athlete, you can't do it. If you can't go, you can't go.
Yeah, and I mean, like with vertigo, it's like, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine even beginning to feel the symptoms of vertigo in a car. Like, that would be so scary.
The idea of vertigo, plus a car that's like 120 degrees, plus G-forces on your body, makes me want to puke. Like, that would be so overwhelming and such a blow to the senses. Yeah, I do not think there's anything wrong with Bowman going, I can't do this. And I don't even know if it was his call. Not. This could be a doctor being like, you cannot race. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I would hope that like he would have enough sense to be like, if I got behind the wheel of a car, I probably would die, because like the dizziness and everything that like accompanies vertigo Like, not only your hearing is off, like your sight is off, like that would be 100% probably your last ride. Like, you would probably crash the car at that speed with all of the variables of a NASCAR race. So I think if you have like any two brain cells working, you cannot get behind the wheel of a race car or any car. I hope he's not driving at all with vertigo. But it's a good decision, and I hope he gets better, because it's truly awful. It's so debilitating.
Agreed.
Anyway, that's really it for news of the week.
Yeah, I was just hoping we could end with a little bit of a fun thing, and that is, because it's St. Patrick's Day and the theme is green, we can talk about some of the best green cars.
Yay! Obviously, I think we know exactly which one we need to start with, or what I would constitute as the best green car in racing, and that is Rexy.
You know, you're not wrong. Rexy is probably the most recognizable green car in motorsports right now. No, it's not. It's probably the second. Aston Martin F1 car is probably number one. Rexy would be second in terms of
that's fair.
Recognizable in the world. But in terms of actually be able to do something in motorsports, Rexy is the superior green car.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, this was not an excuse to talk about Aston Martin as a green car. I wasn't even going to bring them up, actually. I actually forgot they existed for a half second there. I was thinking when it comes to best green F1 car is the Jordan 191. That is the beautiful 7-Up car.
The 7-Up car.
Yes. Just looks... It was never really a fast car. It just looked great. You know?
Hey, that's okay. If it looks great, that's one thing. It doesn't need to be fast. If you look great, that's awesome.
Exactly. And maybe honorable mention for IndyCar, I wanted to say the old cool green and white livery car from like the 90s, early 2000s. That was a great one.
Not the GoDaddy?
Shut the fuck. No, we're not talking GoDaddy cars. Unless you want to only talk about James Hinchcliffe in the GoDaddy car, which was great.
No, we don't need to. I still maintain
GoDaddy car mentioned.
No, I still maintain Rexy is by far one of the best green cars in motorsports. Just the dinosaur is just iconic.
It is.
Fair enough.
On that note, I think that's all we got for this week. Have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day night. Enjoy a drink or two, and we'll be back next week to talk more motorsports. Thank you for listening to Marshal Matters. If you enjoyed the show, remember to leave a rating and a comment, and also follow so you don't miss an episode. And don't forget, if you want to get involved in motorsports, the easiest way to do so is by marshalling at your local track. Join our cult.